Hush now, child, and don't cry. Your folks might understand you by and by. Just move on up toward your destination, though you may find from time to time complication. And take the trip, though there may be wet road ahead and you cannot slip. Just move on up, for peace you'll find into the steeple of beautiful people where there's only one kind. So hush now, child, and don't cry. Might understand you by and by. Move on up and keep on wishing. Remember your dream is your only scheme, so keep on pushing. Take nothing less than the supreme best. Do not obey rumors people say, but you can pass the test. Just move on up to a greater day. With just a little faith, if you put your mind to it, you can surely do it.
I know how to love you. I know how to do it to you. I know how to make you feel like you want to feel. Shit, I can't lose with what I use. I'm qualified to satisfy you any way you want me to. Qualified to satisfy you any way you want me to. Qualified to satisfy you any way you want me to. I'm qualified to satisfy you any way
Hi, welcome to the Poetry Project. I'm Kyle DeCuyan. I'm the executive director here. Super excited and honored for this event. And before we begin, I just want to share a couple of Poetry Project news and pieces of information with you. Out on all of the chairs are beautiful copies of our newsletter. I hope that everyone picks one up, and in particular, there's a really special review in this issue of this book by one of the readers tonight, Kyle Carrero Lopez. So make sure that you get a copy of that. I also want to let you know of our next event after this. On Monday, we have a great reading with Diamond Sharp and Stefan Lawrence, so I hope that people will turn out for that. And then I also want to thank so many people who made this event tonight possible. Thank you to Semiotext for publishing this beautiful book. Thank you to our sponsor, Super Gay Spirits. Thank you to all of our readers. Thank you to Marcus Ziesenbacher and Desolation Center for the film pieces. And biggest thanks and congratulations to the co-editors of this book, Cesar Padilla and Michael Bullock. It's such a sweet, hot, special, exuberant book, and I just think that the spirit of friendship is so evident in the manner that it's been edited. It's been really, really thoughtfully and intimately put together, and I'm grateful to both of you for that and for envisioning this gorgeous event. Thanks, everybody. I'll turn things over to our impresario for tonight, Michael Bullock.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for braving the storm and the subway system. Thank you, Kyle, and the Poetry Project for hosting us and helping us share this unique book. Sean DeLear was a friend that inspired Cesar Padilla and myself and so many others, and I'm going to read you a few thoughts from his friends. Brontes Purnell. As we are in an intense period of rediscovering buried histories and legacies, Shondi's is one of great note, triumph, and inspiration. A matter of fucking fact, she is the queen mother of alternative music. Rick Owens. I remember those nights when I was young in LA, the smell of sweat and piss in grimy clubs, and a creature floating towards you that summed up the glamour and glory of it all. Like a young Diana Ross, Sean DeLear was all ferocity and vulnerability, singing all tomorrow's parties in a throaty croon and fluttering drugstore makeup eyelash. These diaries finally give me the backstory. Honey Dijon, 1979, what a magical year. Some of the most iconic disco records were released that year, and in many ways, it was the calm before the storm. Reading Sean's diary is really a reflection of a time of freedom, rebellion, sexual liberation, dance, and decadence through the eyes of an unapologetic black queer artist who never let the restraints of others limit his lust for life, a truly transgressive spirit. Cesar Padilla, the book's co-editor, and myself both completely identified with Sean's account of his adolescence, learning your sexuality through experimentation with your libido as your North Star. His straightforward, honest text is rare. We knew it was important to publish Sean's words because it was the first queer coming-of-age story that we had ever read that celebrates the pleasure and joy of young queer life instead of focusing on overcoming the fear and shame of one's own desires. And it's hilarious. I'm proud to share this diary with all of you at this incredible celebration of Sean's life and his art. We hope this rare time capsule opens up a new chapter in gay culture and literature. Here is tonight's run of show. I'm going to read you my editor's preface to explain who Sean was to me. Then Journey Streams will share her thoughts on the diary. Then we will watch a brief preview of Marcus Senzenberg's forthcoming full-length documentary on Sean's life, followed by Cesar Padilla, Kembra Fowler, Juliana Huxtable, Kyle Carrero Lopez, K8 Hardy, Anne Hanavan, and Xander Aviance, who each will perform Sean's words. Then we'll watch a brief interview with the adult Sean, created by Desolation Center, and then closing remarks by Cesar Padilla. So, editor's preface, to the max. On September 5th, 2017, I picked up a call. It was Cesar. He was wailing in pain, unable to utter a single word. Shondi, he finally stuttered. Shondi's dead. The news left me speechless. How is it possible? Sean DeLear seemed immortal to me, larger than life, an energy, an idea, a muse who inspired so many bold-faced names, a walking work of art, a person who single-handedly made me feel that counterculture was still viable. His chosen name accurately reflected his flamboyant personality, bright and sparkling like the chandeliers in the hotels and clubs that line Sunset Boulevard. To me, Sean DeLear was an important LA landmark, like the Hollywood sign. His life and art blurred the lines between sexuality, gender, race, class, and genre. He was so many things: punk musician, intercontinental scene stir, video vixen, dance track vocalist, party host, heavy metal groupie, marijuana farmer, and even Francis Bean Cobain's babysitter. If Sean DeLear sauntered into a party, you knew you were at the right place. Today, he would have been considered non-binary, although I think he would have never limited himself to a label. His look, like his art, was on his own terms. He was Sean DeLear uptown and downtown, crosstown, and underground. His party attire gave starlet, as glamorous as a young Diana Ross. But most days, he dressed somewhere in between. Even his daytime boy looks low-key felt like drag. It was an effortless androgyny that included long fake eyelashes with a touch of bright lipstick, but worn with a ratty vintage band t-shirt. This is one of his shirts. A trucker cap, Nike high tops, and striped athletic socks. Femme on top, butch on bottom. His smile enormous, his laugh infectious, his presence intoxicating. His voice was an original combination of sultry and baritone. When he spoke, he had a way of making you feel like you were being inner circled into important secret histories, and his friendly and engaging personality and shape-shifting style allowed him to slip effortlessly between cultural scenes and systems. As a result, Sean DeLear's illustrious biography includes both a cameo as Tone Loc's surprising date in the 1989 mainstream hit Funky Cold Medina, and stints as a hostess at Johnny Depp's notorious LA club, The Viper Room. In the 90s, he became a bona fide rock star as the lead singer of the seminal power punk band Glue, gaining himself a list of unlikely celebrity fans from Victoria Beckham to Yoko Ono to Trent Reznor. Glue opened for Nine Inch Nails. Lisa Licaro wrote in her 2017 LA Weekly biography, Sean DeLear's lyrical vocal tempestuousness won fans of all ilk: young, old, gay, straight, punk, alternative. In the 2000s, his romance with the art world advanced when he joined the Viennese collective Gelatin. He was also one of the only men to ever perform with Kembra Fowler as a backup dancer in her notorious art band, The Voluptuous Horror of Karen Black. In the 2010s, he switched from punk to dance on the 2011 Eurodance hit, It's a Bubble. The lyrics are unmistakably Sean DeLear. Hey, streetwalker, you don't need to worry. I like the way you look. Your face is a mess, but hey, we can fix you up. Ultimately, Sean DeLear didn't give a fuck about conventional success. What he cared about was looking good, having fun, and being everywhere, and making art. In a tribute, friend Mike Hoffman, aka Surfer Mike, said that in Sean D's world, there were no such thing as rules or shame. He did it all with everyone, and he wore it well. This wild, original life without boundaries sounds messy, but Sean D pulled it off with an easygoing, happy-go-lucky elegance, and I always felt lucky for our friendship. Being in his presence expanded my understanding of personal freedom. In 1979, the 14-year-old Sean wrote almost every day on everything: crushes, hustling, waterbeds, blackmail, the village people, glory holes, racism, and shoplifting gay porn. His parents were one of the first black couples to move to Simi Valley, a suburb of Los Angeles, which in that period was well known for being racist. Members of his immediate family were also extreme Christians. It is here, in his non-conforming, sexually liberated existence, developed the art of survival. Sean, who was already well-versed in cruising, documented in his diary his attempts to sleep with as many dads as he could. Like a young Lolito, he dreamt about blackmailing them to pay for acting classes so he could become a Hollywood star, though he never actually went through with it. Reading this book, I realized something amazing. Sean DeLear was not developed over time. He came into the world a fierce, fully formed faggot. Even Sean's evangelical parents were no match for his wild, glamorous, libidinous energy and I don't give a fuck confidence. In the fun, fabulous pages of this rare, scandalous document, we are happy to share the personality and worldview of a friend who influenced so many people to live life more courageously. Please enjoy this intimate window into the life of a boy who was never ashamed of his sexual attraction to other boys and men. Somehow, right from the start, against great odds, Sean DeLear always saw his sexuality as a great gift to be enjoyed, in the words of the diary, to the max. Our next reader is Journey Streams.
Hi, everyone. I'm Journey. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Cesar. I was asked to read excerpts from a review I wrote that was published earlier this spring. And I was asked to write this review because, well, in 2016, I met the man of my dreams. He was bookish and kind, and he smelled like something vile and divine. He was twice my height and twice my age. With him, I found answers to questions I did not yet know to ask, shirking my high school curriculum for new lessons in pleasure. He was one of many such connections over the course of my LA adolescence, but he's the only one who remains a friend. An uncertain shame clouded my memories as I would attempt to discern where the romance ended and where a different story began. But it wasn't until I read the words of a 14-year-old Sean DeLear that I understood my then self as I do now. Shondi's legacy precedes her in life and in death. The magnetism of her spirit was a gift to those lucky enough to have known her. For those who didn't, she wastes no time introducing herself. Quote, "I am black, have a nice bod, and am doing okay in school, except in English. My cock is about 9 inches long, and I love it." The diary is bound with the particular knowing that DeLear's precocity demanded. Through this glorious archive, she prophesied a desire within myself that did not wait to make itself known. There are the childhood fantasies, of course, and then, suddenly, there is, quote, Jack, who gives the best blowjobs, and Jim, who has the best cum in Simi Valley. Fantasies realized and revised. Those of us born into the circumstances that require treading this sordid and fertile landscape have reached epiphanies similar to the ones that sticky these pages. It's a desire that continues to mold who we can become. Queer and trans bodies continue to shift in relation to one another, but some things remain true. We will always want to fuck. We always have. The truth is, my experience, Shondi's experience, is a common one. Sometimes it's the only path to community, resources, and recognition under conditions that otherwise provide no roadmap to a happy life. Trust is inevitably misplaced. Comfort is necessarily displaced, all for a glimpse of what it feels like to be close to another without judgment. At that age, sex is an existential matter. Through trial and error and their necessary risks, Shondi learned instinctually that when someone tells you to come, you are well within your right to ask, why? It's a question that perforates these daily entries, spanning a formative year in the life of a star. I should have learned from Michel Foucault's Friendship as a Way of Life that these relationships do not define us. They rather uncover what might be possible when we embrace what he called desire in uneasiness. For young black queerdos, there's often nowhere to hide from the forces that attempt to keep us from what we want. Whether it was a cop busting her for cruising or porn magazines confiscated by mom and dad, Shondi let little to nothing stand in the way of the inertia of her desire, a by any means necessary drive toward a want that burned in its refusal to be denied. I imagine what I might have gleaned from these diaries in 2016. New tactics of temptation, for sure. Unfamiliar perils, too. I may not have been brave enough to linger in public toilets, but I identify with the high-risk, high-reward impulses of youth that drive us through the portals we were previously told would not open. I, too, stole a parent's car to go meet tricks. The only difference was I didn't get caught. Shandi, however, sums up this distinct phase of life perfectly when she wrote, "I want to suck some cock so bad. Sorry, I thought my mom was coming." The Diaries publication The Diaries publication makes it clear that we do nothing in the dark, and we do nothing alone. DeLear's words reveal an intimately honest, albeit accidental, archive of an icon in the making. This sublime portrait sits petulantly in a growing canon of Black queer coming-of-age stories that speak to reality. In the ripples that emanate from Samuel R. Delaney's seminal autobiography, The Motion of Light and Water, there are glimmers of recognition in Shandi's words, sparkling in the tile of the bowling alley tea room, in seatbelts left unfastened in the cars of friendly strangers. These moments of clarity, post-nut or otherwise, are the progeny of Delaney's, quote, heart-thudding astonishment, witnessing gay sex en masse at the St. Mark's Baths for the first time. He described it as a feeling very close to fear. Proximity to this fear grows more distant with each iteration of this story of becoming. Delaney and DeLear encounter distinct pleasure in contexts that resemble peril. They capture the sensory symptoms of self-actualization and make them known as such. Their accounts don't render our personal experiences any more certain, but the lessons gleaned in these flashpoints speak to the potential ecstasies awaiting those who choose to cross the threshold. These records are a reminder that such infrastructures of desire may still hold some value. The knowledge they contain, however, resides just below the skin. Reading Shandi's diary in the wake of her passing, bearing witness to this parallel Southern California childhood, felt like connecting to an ancestor, a vicarious astral convergence of past and future lives. The rest of Sean DeLear's fabulous life remains an epilogue to these diaries. In brash, daring vignettes of desire depicted against the daily mundanities of teenagehood, her youth is a beacon of clarity. Her memory continues to be circumscribed only by the limits of her own interiority. Her witnesses, here, are her kindred companions. Thank you.
Next, we have a clip from Marcus Zinzberg's forthcoming documentary about Sean.
Hi, how are you? Laurel said I should make a movie with Amia, but I'm supposed to be at the club already, and now I'm really late, and hopefully Whitey left my name at the door. I want to take a nap and watch a movie, but I can't now. I have to go out the door. See if they're still like shooting me.
Tell me how you can't get
Our next reader is Cesar Padilla.
I'm an old crippled queen. One of the things I want to talk about before we start reading the diary entries and what really, sort of solidified the rationale for doing this with Michael. And I carried the book back from Vienna in my flight, and I didn't want to let it go. I just knew it was something. I hadn't opened the pages yet. And on my plane back across the Atlantic, I started reading the book, and I was realizing the power of language that, to begin with, that Sean D had at 14. Just the economy of words to convey so many things. Just, I'm a Southern California kid. I use bitchin', gnarly, awesome. I still do. And it spoke to me so clearly. He was just from the valley. I was downtown, and I understood that, like, wanting to get over the hill. If you're not from California, in Southern California, you don't really understand, but he uses that a few times in the book. But I understood the need to get out of the valley. Everybody who lived in the valley, who grew up gay, punk, or not gay or punk or whatever, just, you have to get the fuck out. And over the hill is the expression that really explains that. And as I was reading these passages, I just kept thinking about the queer canon, and just the canon of coming-of-age literature, what we have. The Outsiders, Rumblefish, Go Ask Alice, Gore Vidal's City in the Pillar, Edmund White's Boy's Own Story, Holden Caulfield, The Catcher in the Rye, and I just realized that there was nothing that's ever existed like this. It's real. It's a 14-year-old. There's over like 200 fucking cocks in this book. Like, it's, I haven't done the little tally. I've wanted to do that, to just read, like, okay, how many? And then, there's also passages missing. So you just think, like, well, what did we miss? What is he not giving us? But he's so forthcoming in honesty, and just, I don't know. I was there's some sentences that I just blew me the fuck away. Like, they had a cake for Gina the whore. Okay, that's like Henry Miller shit. They had a cake for Gina the whore. It is the most perfect sentence. There's nothing wrong. You understand it. And then I went back and reread. I reread Sexus, the first of the crucifixion series. And I was reading Henry Miller, just like trying to make sure I was right, And then there was a sentence that said she was a walking abortion in that book, and I was like, what the fuck? This is the same. She had a cake for Gina the whore, and she was a walking abortion. Like, if you put them in front of people, they wouldn't know it was a 14-year-old writing. He was as fucking smart as Henry Miller at 14. There's another passage where he's in a trick in the bowling alley in fucking Simi Valley, and the guy was telling him that he comes all the way from downtown LA to get his dick sucked there. And Sean D wrote, that's a long way to go for head. And I was just like, fuck, like, that is so astute. Like, to know the economy of the drive in LA just to get a fucking blowjob, like, and I really think that this book is up there. It's in that fucking canon. He did it. He's the book that we never had growing up, the queer diary that never existed. And I understand why, because if, as all the titles I wrote mentioned, like, you're an adult looking back. You're revisioning your own life. You're changing your story, your narrative. You're trying to remember what you think you remember. But this is actually written as it happens. And that's what makes this book so special. There is no book by a 14-year-old out there like this, like, I'm sorry. It's the greatest present we've ever been given, like, queer fucking gay punks. Like, this is the book. This is the one we've been waiting for. And it was written 40 years ago. That astounds me. Like, it's just been packed away. And, there was a lot of dialogue between us about whether it's right to do that, to publish somebody's diary. And especially Sean D, as you'll hear when I read the first page, like, he doesn't want to, he says, if you read this, I'll never talk to you again. And, I had to think really long and hard, but I was like, but I know Shondi. One of the greatest things about being Shondi's friend and seeing the fearless spirit that Shondi exhibited as, I'm also really fearless. I don't give a fuck. And was just, he's still fucking it up. Like, that's the beauty of this book, is he's not here today, but he's still fucking it up, and he's gonna fuck it up. And the people, I hope this gets banned. I really hope libraries ban this book. I hope fucking DeSantis takes this off the fucking shelf. It's available on fucking Target online and things like that. I looked it up and I was like, I can't believe this is available on Target. So it's Walmart. Yeah, so just it's the greatest present we never had. It's real. If you're an old man and or an older man writing about your life or writing fiction that's about hooking up with young guys, it's viewed as, obscene. But this is actually the young kid who's in power of himself, who's actually, on his knees, looking up the fucking hole for the dick, and he's telling us it's so real, it's so beautiful. And it's all still to the max rad, it's all included together. And that's one of the things I wanted to talk about before everybody starts reading the entries, so you actually have this in mind, just that this is up there with The Catcher in the Rye. There is nothing, it's brilliant, it's beautiful. Sorry, I'm getting emotional. I knew I would. So I'm going to start. This is the very first page. So I have the original copy at home. It's in one of those red diary books that you can buy at, Staples. And the amazing thing, that if you don't have the book, but it's in there, is the astrological signs are on the front page under the 1979 journal, blah, 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 published. And he has Virgo circled, which I fucking love that he bothered to circle fucking Virgo in there. And he writes on that very first page and all the other text, this book belongs to Tony Richardson, a.k.a. Sean DeLear, or not, that's not in there, belongs to Tony Robertson. Please do not read, because if I find out, I will never talk to you again. Mom or Dad, I will run away for good again. Brilliant. And my brother Eric, the fucking asshole too. Okay. The first entry, first page. Monday, January 1st, 1979. Happy New Year, Tony. It's now midnight and 1 second. Well, this is my first diary, and I will write everything that happens to me in 1979. We'll write tonight. Bye. Well, I am going to bed now. So today there was a bitchin' earthquake that was 4.6 on the Richter scale. Me and Terry went bowling today, and me and Kim got in a fight on the phone about Ken, faggot. Kim still likes him, even though he's going to ask her to go with him, but he didn't. I thought of a name for you, Ty, short for Tyler, who works at the bowling alley and I have a crush on madly. I don't know if he is gay or not, but he is so cute. Well, I am going to go to bed now, so good night, love, Tony. So from here on out, he addresses the book to whoever he has a crush on. So every passage from here on out, it starts now, Dear Ty, Tuesday, January 2nd, 1979. Today, nothing happened. I love that. I went to school, worked in the middle of the MUR for lunch, and now I want to quit, but I don't want to. I have to tell you about Bert and Ernie, my two pot plants. Bert is the one Barry gave me, and Ernie is my plant. He is so healthy, I cannot believe it. I have to tell you about all my tricks. Fucking 14. I have to tell you about all my tricks. How many already, right? Here we go. Where did I lost that place here? Yes. Well, there is Jack, who gives the best blowjob, Jim, who has the second best cum in Simi Valley, and Stuart, who loves to stick his big cock up my ass. So I have a wide variety of tricks. I have to tell you about Tyler, hunk. He is about 5'9" or 10 inches tall, has brown feathered hair, a hairy chest, and he wears his clothes unbuttoned to his belly button. He is so foxy with his tight pants. I want to see his cock so bad. Well, that is all for tonight. Good night. Love, Tony. Monday, January 8th, 1979. Dear Ty, I went to Jack's today. I sucked him till he came today. And I met this other guy. He had the nicest cock on him, but he would not let me have his cum. He had never done it with a guy, I think. He was so nervous, I could not believe it. I got a Blue Boy, Honcho, Playgirl, and Hustler Rejects from Jack's store today. I wanted to get a Numbers or Mandate from the bookstand, but I could not. They got a lot of stuff, and they were putting it up. I cannot wait till I am 16 and can go to Santa Monica Boulevard. Jack said there are so many gays down there. I'm going to put a new phone in my room tomorrow. I have to find out if Tyler is gay. I will go look now if it is in the phone book. I could not find it. I will call the directory tomorrow. I love Tyler and I want to get down with him. Love, Tony. Wednesday, January 10th, 1979. Kim's birthday. Dear Ty, I forgot all about Kim's birthday today. They had a cake for Gina the whore. I took my camera to school today, and we had so much fun taking pictures all day. I want to get Pete's auto winder and take it to school tomorrow. I was on my way to Save-On, and Jim said that he lived right behind the school, and he is Curtis's next-door neighbor. I have to go over there tomorrow. No, I can't have acting class tomorrow. I can't. I have acting class tomorrow. I will tell you about it. I cannot wait till I can suck Jim's cock this week or next week. I want that piece of meat up my ass so bad it will feel better than Stuart. He was he was so cute, but I will still love Tyler. I want to see his cock. I at least want to touch it. I would be happy. Love, Tony. Next up, the lovely Miss Kembra Fowler.
Hi everyone, my name is Kembra. I'm a friend of Shandy's, and I'm just seeing this writing for the first time. I haven't read the book yet. I'm very, very, very also happy that this book is published. And thank you for what Cesar has just shared with us. I wanted to just let you all know about an experience quickly that I had with Shandy. Shandy did a show with my band, The Voluptuous Whore of Karen Black, in Vienna, Austria. Actually, it was Kren, Austria. And coming from, I was born also in Los Angeles, and Austria is quite a terrible place, actually. And we all got off of the airplane, and along with all of the things you're hearing about Shandy tonight, I just wanted to share with you all, it was Shandy who greeted us at the customs when we got off the plane in Vienna, Austria, the Nazi capital of the world, still in the 90s. It was a terrifying place to go. We were all, it was a nightmare, and Shandy was there, and you know, just, I really agree with what Cesar just shared. Shandy had the most gracious, powerful, articulate way of communicating, and she just shuttered us right through customs without being inspected. She said, don't just fuck these people. I mean, I have a tendency to exaggerate. I know this really happened, and I just also I can't share enough the genius of Shandy's work, and you know, there was a big gelatin event recently, and I got really angry that I didn't see Shandy's picture all over that book. I was really mad about that, because Shandy'd been sharing for so long about the work with gelatin, and so I think it's just very important and critical, and important that Semiotext and Michael has brought this book to us, and I'm just really glad to be here. So I also don't really ever do this, so I'm very nervous, and my nose is probably going to start running, and I have a tendency to pass out when I'm not without being on drugs or alcohol. And thank you, Shandi, so much. And thank you, Shandi, for being in the show in Vienna, Austria, too, with us in Kren. And, heavy metal and even alternative rock, those are some mean-spirited fucking people. Even when you go to these alternative festivals with legendary other people, they were just, it was a nightmare. Man, it was just a fucking nightmare. We hear about going to Europe and doing all these things, and I'm also from Los Angeles. Europe is terrifying to me. And I was so amazed that even Shandi had just taken over Europe as well as Los Angeles, California, and New York, and Europe too. So I really testify to Shandi's incredible genius and articulate, generous, and brilliant nature. I guess I'm not quite sure when that was. I guess that was about 10 years ago or so. So anyways, the diary here is Friday, the 12th of January, 1979. Dear Ty, nothing happened today at school or anywhere else. I watched the Rock Awards tonight. Donna Summer won 3 awards. Her hair looked so bad I could not believe it. I think it was a wig. I'm not going out tonight. I am too fucking tired. I'm going to bed now. I love Tyler, he is so cute. Love, Tony. Saturday, the 13th of January, 1979. Dear Ty, I went to bowling today, but I did not bowl so hot. You should have seen Tyler today. He got his hair cut and it looks so cute. It makes him look more like a girl. He had this cute friend. He has a nice piece of, he has this cute friend. What's a dot, comma? Whatever. Dot, comma. He has this cute friend. He has a nice piece of meat in his pants. Tyler is gay, I'm pretty sure. He has something wrong with his eye and was wearing glasses. He kept pulling them back like his hair was pinned back. I hope so. I have such a crush on him. I went out and stayed out until 5 in the morning. I was laying down on some people's grass, and the sprinklers came on by themselves. I thought it was raining. Then I noticed it was the sprinklers. Then I ran. Then I noticed my watch on the ground. I ran and got my watch and then was hitchhiking to get some meat. No luck. Then I went home. I am not going out until summer. Okay, Ty. Good night or morning. Love, Tony. Sunday, 14th of January, 1979. Dear Ty, today it rained. I hate it when it rains on the weekends. It ruins everything totally. I have to get the new Playgirl. It has the Village People in it, and they are all gay. But one, he's ugly though. Dad came over and we were going to go to the snow, but that flopped. I made an angel food cake today and it came out so bitchin', I could not believe it. I didn't do my papers until 8:30 this morning, and I forgot a new house. I forgot a new house they called and wanted a paper. I'm going to make a date with Jim tomorrow. I will tell you when, and I will tell you when, and all that stuff. That is for tonight. So good night. I love Tyler. He is so cute and a total babe. Love, Tony. Just coming from Los Angeles with the death of Kenneth Anger is also what we had in LA, and the writer that I liked in 1979 that I think maybe Sean D and I talked about was John Fonte, and was a really LA experience. But I just want to herald, thank goodness for Sean D's voice. I am so fucking sick and tired of just hearing about all these romantic, sentimental relationships that have occurred, and it makes me sick. I really can't. I really want to thank Michael Bullock for doing this, and for Cesar, and for everyone who's reading tonight. Thank you so much.
Our next reader is Juliana Huxtable.
Monday, the 5th of February, 1979. Dear Ty, today I went to donkey basketball. It was so much fun, I had a ball. The teachers won by 2 points in overtime. Tracy was there. He is so cute. I would love to have his cock down my throat and taste his hot white cum. I would love to taste anyone's cum for that matter. My Donna Summer Live and More tape came today. I'm listening to it right now. Last Dance is on now. I have a track meet tomorrow and I plan on winning a lot of events. I will tell you what I win tomorrow. Well, it is late, so I have to get my rest so I can win all the events tomorrow. Good night, love. Tony. Tuesday, February 6th, 1979. Dear Ty, today we had track races and my times were 11.2 and 11.3, and I got second place by 1 second in both races. Oh well, I still don't have my bill for my papers. I will call Jack and Jim tomorrow. I don't have PE, so I don't get to see any cock. Oh, I did see some. Bob's and some other kids. Bob has a nice one and a lot of hair, and that other kid had a pointer with a lot of foreskin on his cock. Well, that is all for tonight, I think. Yep, good night. I still love Tyler, and I want to see his cock so bad. Good night again. Love, Tony. Thursday, 8th of February, 1979. Dear Ty, today I did the long jump and I got almost 15 feet. Not bad. I had acting classes today and I think the play will be okay. I hope I don't forget my lines and my cues. Well, if I forget, oh well. There's nothing I can do about it. Tomorrow I'm going to go to Topanga Plaza and try to get a trick, and if I do, I will swipe all his money or her money. And Chatsworth High is right across the street, and I will go into the locker room and act like I am looking for someone, and I will say I am from Great Falls, Montana. I am looking for David. I hope I get some money, or I might just rob a store for all you know, but I don't think so. Good night. Love, Tony. Friday, 9th of February, 1979. Dear Ty, well, I went to Topanga Plaza and was in the tea room and stuck my cock out to this man, and he was a cop, and he arrested me for masturbating in a public restroom. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? They took me to the police station, handcuffed. Then they called my mom, and she had to come get me. She asked me if I thought I was gay, and I told her I don't know. I went to the high school and could not find the locker room, and there were a lot of hunks. Then at about 2:30 a.m., I got my mom's key to her car and went for a little bit of a spin. It was so bitchin' at first. I almost hit a car, and from then on, I was careful. I went about 25 miles. I went to Simi Bowl, and there was no one, and then over the hill to Rocket Bowl, and they were not open. I came home, and Mom went through my room and called Dad. Love, Tony. Thursday, the 21st of June, 1979. Dear Ty, well, I did not ask Dan if he wanted to go swimming. I did not have enough time. I went to this store called Enlightening Experience, and these two guys who work there are gay, I think. I took an old pair of my pants and cut them off, and they show every outline of my cock and balls. And when I walked in, they looked at my cock, and one of them smiled and looked at his friend. I did not say anything, like a jackass. I want to go back tomorrow. We might go to San Diego for 3 or 4 days next week. I hope we can go so bad, I might get some cock. I might ask Lori to go with me tomorrow, and I will be a bisexual, no biggie. I don't know yet. I might not. I will tell you tomorrow. Okay, well, good night. P.S. I'm going to call Jack tomorrow. Love, Tony.
Our next reader is Kyle Carrero Lopez.
Sunday, April 15th, 1979. Dear Ty, Happy Easter! I got up at 6 a.m. to do my papers, and Eric was not up yet, and they were so big. Well, I did not do anything with Mom or Dad or Eric. I went to Save On to turn in my film, and then I went to Alpha Beta, and I got a hard-on, and this guy who works there noticed it, thank God. And then the store manager thought I put something in my pants, and I was about to say that it was all me and all real, and I would prove it to her right there, but I did not. I saw the new Playgirl, and the centerfold has the bod, face, and the cock for a centerfold. I am going to go get it tomorrow. I hope I can, but with my luck, I'm going to call my new love and Mark tomorrow. He was with Jim today, and they looked so delicious out there in their shorts. Good night. Love, Tony. Monday, April 16th, 1979. Dear Ty, well, I got caught ditching again. What a dud, huh? Now I'm grounded again, no doubt. I stayed after school today and watched Drill Team. They are so bad. Half of them don't even know the routine. I might join the 198 beauty contest Wednesday the 18th, but I don't know if Mom called Dad yet, but she probably did, no doubt. She tells him everything that happens. I wonder when we get to see more houses. I want to move and be closer to Jack. Well, good night. Love, Tony. Tuesday, April 17th, 1979. Dear Ty, well, I'm going to enter the 198 beauty contest tomorrow, I hope, if I don't chicken out. I went to Thrifty and got the May Playgirl, and what a bunch of babes. They have this section on tight pants, and some of the cocks are huge through the jeans, and they are all nice. I got 10 goldfish today and don't have any fish food for them, so they have to wait. I saw this guy at Sound Factory who had the nicest cock through his jeans. I wonder if the guy at Sound Factory is gay or not, either one of them. He's cute, though. I'm going to make up a dance to Le Freak as I go. I hope I don't blow it. Well, good night. Love, Tony. Wednesday, April 18th, 1979. Dear Ty, I chickened out and did not try out after all. Now I wish I would have, but I will try out when they have the next tryouts. I want to be in the contest so bad though, but I will feel like an ass totally. But who cares? I don't know how long I'm grounded for. I'll ask. Tomorrow I'm going to take a disco song and we will figure out a dance routine for me to do in the show. I don't have the faintest idea what to dance to, but who knows? I will figure out something to do. Well, good night. Love, Tony. P.S. The Village People are having a concert this summer and I want to go and have not called New Love or Mark yet. Tomorrow. Tuesday, April 19th, 1979. Dear Ty, well, I forgot to call Mark or New Love, and I forgot to call about the Village People. Oh well. I took the records today, and Mr. Brooks would not let me, and me and Lupe get a record player from the library. I don't know why. So he says he'll bring his little girls tomorrow, but she won't let him, I know. I cannot believe how popular I'm getting. I know anybody who is anyone. It is so bitchin' knowing everyone at school. I think I can get the guy who lives on the corner of Sequoia and Medina. Lori has that house on her route, and that guy is gay for sure. Well, good night. Love, Tony.
Our next reader is K8 Hardy.
Friday, the 20th of April, 1979. Dear Ty, well, I got his number from Lori, and his name is Don, and his number is 527-8943. I keep calling, but he is not home. I will call tomorrow and ask if he wants to get it on. Then, when he sees me, he will just die. I hope. Mom went out with Jim, and I went to McDonald's for dinner and to Jimco, the bowling alley, and Simi Liquors. Jimco was a dud. And 3/4 at the bowling alley, I saw 2 tiny little cocks. And Simi Liquors has honcho again. And I am going to try so hard to get one because I can't ditch school or else it is off to jail. That's what the probation officer said. Well, the tickets for Village People did not go on sale yet, so I have to wait. Good night. Love, Tony. Saturday, the 21st of April, 1979. Dear Ty, well, today is my lucky day. I went to bowling and into the can, and Tyler was sitting on the throne like always. I came so close to coming, and someone walked in on us. I was so pissed. We were looking through the hole in the wall, like always, and he was beating off so I could see him. I just about had a heart attack right there in the tea room, and he would not come. And he bent down, and I started sucking on him, and it was so fun. Then he started to give me a hand job. Then he got up and started to go out, and he said, "Come." And I said, "Why?" And then someone came in, and he walked out. Oh, well. Then I went in later after another guy who works there, and he would not let me see his cock. He was ready to leave, and he was hard, about 6 inches long, and then he left like a bolt of lightning. Oh, I called Don, and he had not been home all day long. I got a participation trophy in bowling. It is so little. Well, good night. Love, Tony. Sunday, the 22nd of April, 1979. Dear Ty, well, I called Don today, and he answered the phone. At first, he did not remember me. Then he did, and said he has lived here all his life, and to, quote, keep my secret under your hat. Oh, well. I want to get in on with him so bad. Well, I never thought I would live to see the day that we put our house up for sale, but we really did it, though. Mom, Jackie, and Jay are going to live together in Camarillo, maybe. And Pete is going to move to Las Vegas, maybe. He does not like the weather there. He wants a drier climate to live in. Well, I babysat Jay tonight. I don't know for how long. Well, that's all for tonight. Good night. Love, Tony. Monday, the 23rd of April, 1979. Dear Ty, well, they put up the for sale sign in the front yard, and I cannot believe my eyes when I look at it in front of our house. Every other house in the cul-de-sac has been sold a couple of times, but this is a first in the history of the Robertsons. I am so glad. I wonder what Bob thought. Who cares? What he thought anyway. I hate his guts. Anyway, one of my fish died last night. Oh well, that's all for tonight. Love, Tony. Thursday, the 26th of April, 1979. Dear Ty, well, I figured out a way to talk to Mark, and it worked. He was home, and I went collecting, and we started talking, and his fly was open. I think he did it on purpose. I hope so. And I called him, panicked, and hung up like a dummy. I can talk to him face to face better than on the phone. Well, it's raining now, so no PE tomorrow, I hope. I think I'll just go up to him and ask why he was reading Cosmopolitan and why he had toilet paper wrapped around his cock, and if he is gay. If he asks how I know, I will tell him when I went into their house last summer and the light was on, so I was curious and I looked in the window to see what he was doing and whose room it was I was looking into, and it was him. So I want to tell him that I would have done it for him if he likes. Good night. Love, Tony.
Our next reader is Ann Hanavan.
So I can confirm I was in Vienna with Kembra, and it was a crazy trip. But the most fascinating of all was when he got us through customs. It was bananas. Okay, so Monday, August 27th, 1979, my 15th birthday. Dear Ty, well, today was my birthday and the most depressing day of my life. First, I called Lori and Kim, but they had to do stuff, and I could not go to Simi, and they could not come here. Then I went to Balboa Park, and it was so dead. Then when I got home, Dad yelled at me and asked where I was and said that we were going to go out for dinner for my birthday, but now it's too late. Then Mom came over and got me a cake, and she lit the candles, and Dad took pictures, and I kept a sad look on my face. Then Dad gave me a card with $30 in it, and I was cutting the cake, and he said, "Where is what was inside?" I did not say thank you right away, and he said, "Forget it," took the money, walked over, and dropped it in his lap. And then he came to talk to me, and I was crying. I want to kill myself and be done with this forever. I pray that I will go to heaven. Please, God, forgive me. Good night. P.S. Dad said happy birthday, even if I don't think so. Love, Tony. Tuesday, 28 August 1979. Dear Ty, well, today I stayed in bed till about 1 in the afternoon. And then I went to the pet store and got litter and food, and tomorrow I'm going to wash and wax Dad's car for $7 so I can get my hamsters tomorrow. This lady, hamsters, this lady Dad knows came over, and Dad said that she is a little weird, and he was right. She's so dumb. Now I'm getting ready to go to bed, and he's licking her pussy out in the car. Wait a minute, I missed a line. Hold on, it gets better. It's even better. Okay, now I'm getting ready to go to bed, and they just went out to her car. And now I looked out the window, and she's sucking his cock, and he's licking her pussy out in the car. Now, if Lori came over, and we could do it in my room, and then he would think I was straight. I called her answering service, and they will call at 6 a.m. to wake me up tomorrow. Me and Lori better do it sometime tomorrow. Well, good night. Love, Tony. Okay, hold on. It's so exciting. What's next? Okay, Wednesday, 29 August 1979. Met Jack 1 year ago today. Dear Ty, well, I got my hamsters finally, a male and a female. The girl's nice and lets you pick her up, but the boy is a total bastard. I tried to mate them today, but the boy didn't know what to do, I don't think. I got an application from McDonald's and took it back. I hope they call me. I said I was 16. Today at the pet store, the guy who works there had on shorts and no underwear. And he's such a total babe. Then at Dale's supermarket, this total babe came in with tight jeans and a hairy chest and a total babe. I tried to find someone to come with, C-U-M, today because I met Jack 1 year ago, but no luck. Me and Lori might go on a picnic on Friday up in the mountains or something so we can fuck in the open air. Well, good night. Love, Tony. Thursday, 30th, August 1979. Dear Ty, well, I got to come today with a guy I met in Simi on July 23rd. I came out of the pet store, and a total babe that works there had on pants but no undies. Then I started to walk my bike and noticed this guy that I had seen before. And then he asked me if my name was Tony, and it was Alan, with a total hard-on and his bitchin' bod. Then we went to school, and we could not get in. Then we found these super thick bushes and went in them and laid on all the branches and stuff, and both came at the same time. I'm getting better. I went to Cal St. Northbridge to try to meet someone like at UCLA, but no luck. Tomorrow I want to go dancing at the disco. I hope I can. I would have to spend the night at Mom's. So what? Well, that's all for tonight. I gave Ellen my phone number. Good night. Love, Tony. Friday, 31st, August 1979. Dear Ty, well, I'm at Mom's, and I went dancing, but no one I knew went, like Lisa, Andrea, and people like that. Oh, well. The buses are not running, so Dad took me to where Lori's mom works at the spas, and one kid spit in my face, and I could have just died right there. Then me and Lori went to Sycamore School and fooled around a little bit, but there was too many people around. Then Lori's mom took us to the disco, and we walked to Kim's to get her, and we kissed a little on the way and a little at Kim's. Then at the disco, me and Lori were slow dancing, and we were kissing away out on the floor. I'm going to go to Dan's and tell him we moved finally and go to Simi Bowl maybe. I don't know yet. I hope the glory hole is still there. It probably is, no doubt. I hope. Tyler is there. Well, good night. P.S. At the disco, I had 13 cigs. No. Love, Tony.
And our last reader of the diary is Xander Aviance.
Okay, so I have to say I've been standing in the back listening to all of this, and while I'm listening to this and gagging, there's like a group of teenage kids on the other side of the door like, going through it. And then it reminded me that what I'm listening to was done by a teenage kid going through it, and I was like, okay, wow, work. It's been amazing to be a part of this because it's not that I saw myself in this, I just saw myself. I saw him in this, but I saw myself. Like, I will say that I was turning it when I was a teen and I was really popular, such as he, such as she, such as they, all were, you know, so I really felt a kindred spirit. And then here I am now listening to all the other stories by all the other voices, and it's amazing because I know that that's all of us in there. That's why we're all here, right? Okay, so Friday, the 21st of March, 1980. Dear Alan, well, guess what? You know, I don't write much anymore, but I got to now. I didn't go to school today at all. I went to Hollywood, and I was on the corner of Santa Monica and Vine and stuck out my thumb, and this van pulls over, and the guy asked me if I was hustling. I said, maybe. He said, will you suck me for $5? I said, 10. He said, okay. We parked, and he had on panties and a bra. Then I wandered around for a while, then stuck out the thumb again, and this very good-looking blonde stopped, and he was already hard, and he showed it too. Then I sucked him off, and he almost made me come by jacking me off. Then this other guy stopped, and he never asked me to do anything, but when I was getting out, he asked me if I wanted to smoke a joint, so he got me high and dropped me off. Then I walked down to Santa Monica and Highland, and this other guy picked me up and said that his roommate and him liked three-ways. And they lived off Victory and Sepulveda. Took me to Carl's Jr. and we ate. Then at his house, I took off my clothes and he gave me the best head I have ever gotten. Then his roommate got home, and his roommate had a huge cock, and he fucked me, and I got sucked at the same time. And then all of a sudden, I felt I was coming, and I did. And no one even had a hand on my cock, and I came all over, and so did they? All at the same time? It was excellent. And I am going to call them on Tuesday. I took a shower and I was ready to leave, and Jim gave me $10. So on Monday, I'm going to open a bank account. I had so much fun today. I'm going to Hollywood more often. Night, night. Love, Tony. Monday, 7th April, 1980. Dear Alan, well, I went to school, and after school, I called Dennis, and he had already left work, so I called Dave and Jim, and they had two other guys over there already. Dave came and got me, and it was a fivesome. And the blonde guy was sort of cute, and me and him just lay there while they did everything. It was very good, and then Dave took me home. That's all for now. Night-night, Tony. Monday, 5th of May, 1980. Dear Alan, well, I'm sorry I haven't written in a long time, so I will tell you what's been going on. First, I moved back to Simi Valley, and now I live with Mom, and I'm trying to get my act together, for reals this time. But I can't get a job, so I've been working the streets for reals. Just being your typical little hustler boy, and I hope I don't get VD or anything like that. It could pay real good, because I made $30 in a couple of hours, and I got fucked and sucked someone. That is more than I would make at any other job. It ain't the best job, but what can I say? If I told Dennis, he would just die. Well, tell you more tomorrow. Night, night. Love, Tony. I love Craig. Sunday, 18th of May, 1980. Dear Alan, guess what happened yesterday? I was on Santa Monica and Highland trying to make some money, and this man pulls over. I get in the van. Wait, take that back and rewind. I get in. When we get to his house, he wants it for free, and I say, but I need the money so I can get to Hawaii for the wedding. And he asked how much it would be, and I said, about $200. And he asked if I would be his lover if he sent me to Hawaii, and of course I said yes. I called at his house, and the flight leaves at 6 and gets to Honolulu at 8:30. Now I have to see about how much it costs to get from Maui to Honolulu. And I have to raise that money, but I don't think it will be that much. I have no idea how I'm going to tell Mom and Dad. That is why I have to go to counseling and ask her what I should do. But I'm going to tell her it is a lady, not a man. Well, night, night. Love, Tony. Sunday, the 3rd of August, 1980. 1 year ago today, I ran away from home. Wednesday, the 13th, August, 1980. Dear Alan, I know I don't write anymore, but I will start now. How can I write a book? How can I write about a book if I don't know what is happening? Yesterday, I worked on Santa Monica and made $30 in less than an hour. And today, I went to Beverly Hills, and I was in Theodore Mann, and I saw Mike Landon from Little House on the Prairie. He kept staring at me, and he is so gorgeous. And I think he was trying to pick up on me, but I blew it real bad. I thought he was married, but he just broke up with his wife, and I'm going to meet him again, and this time I will get him. Craig is back, and I'm trying to get into his pants still. Don't worry, I know that is what he wants. Well, night-night. Love ya, Tony.
Lastly, we're going to watch a video from Desolation Center where Sean can speak in his own words about his adult life.
That was the beginning, because I was like 15-year-old listening to Rodney on the Rock. We would hear records. He's like, this is a new record from England, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. It's Rodney, and then like we'd go to Vinyl Fetish, and they would have the record. Because Joseph and Henry, like, their love of all the crazy new music coming from the UK. So they're like, listen to this band. They're the amazing thing. And yes, it is amazing. It's the X-Ray Specs. Or okay. That's why I went to so many high schools in a hot minute. Because you got kicked out of school for having blue hair, pink hair, red hair. Now it's called a non-natural color of hair, which you can have in schools now. A clump of blue hair, pink hair would fall out, and then it's like, off to the office you went, and then they're kicking you out of the school because they don't want that element in their schools. I was the only black kid pretty much in the punk scene in Hollywood. It didn't matter, nobody cared. Gay, straight, male, female, skinny, fat, sober, not sober, like it didn't matter. Everyone was just like, it was about music and art because it broke down quick. Like it went from like a total like free-for-all, like just everybody at the party, to like click.
Did the police overreact and use excessive force?
We saw on the 11 o'clock news, like, punk rock shows, slam dancing, and teenagers being hurt and sent to hospital. Do you know where your children are tonight? It was like, but it was like, I never would go near a pit because it was like, I have a capped tooth because of it. A boot coming off the stage at the whiskey. Yeah, with steel-toe compact boot. I got the toe side of the boot. Just a cap. Whatever. And then I was harassed by the police always. I'm black growing up in the fucking San Fernando Valley. I'm out of high school when I was 16, freewheeling all over the place, going to Pierce College, and I'd be like in Woodland Hills, and the police pull over, and they're like, come over here, son. And I'm like, walking, like, what's the deal? First thing out of their mouths, walking to my house right up the road, sir. Do you have ID? Go through the motions, and then people are seeing, and I'm like stopped by the police sitting on the curb, like with silver bracelets and everything. Like, can you just hurry up, please, and let me go home, you fucking stupid pig? Like, ugh. My dad always said, say sir, no matter what. Your answer, and then say sir. And I've done that. That's why I'm still alive, I think, today, because I've been pulled over once a week my whole life, driving. My father did politics. He was the president of Fair Housing in Simi Valley, California. The first black family to live in Simi Valley. Moved to Simi Valley because my dad was in the Air Force, and then he got a job in Northridge, easily through elementary school. There were no other black kids. Easily. A bunch of kids were like telling me, my brother, my mom and dad said we can't come over to your house and play because you're niggers. And we're like, we're what? And none of us kids knew this word, like 4th grade or something, really young. And Went home and asked the parents, and it was like, okay, got a long sit down about the way of the world. And then we'd been arrested in nuclear test sites in the desert. Nevada test site, there were like 3,000 people, I think, arrested. One of the disobedience, one of the actions. But arrested a bunch of those nuclear test sites because we were 16, because I was working and paying taxes. So I was like, well, if I have to pay taxes, you're gonna have to arrest me because it costs you a lot of money. That's where I met Cesar Chavez, Martin Sheen was there, all these crazy people spoke, and we're just a bunch of crazy kids in the Boy Scout thing. They teach you all that, and I've camped in the desert. I'm a hippie that way, like, I'd rather go camping than stay at some fancy, rotten hotel. Red Cross, just one of those bands I've seen my whole, like, growing up. I was 15 when they were really close in age, so, like, Jeff would be able to go into the club lingerie, but Steve couldn't, and there was always this gaggle of us outside of like a few different places that were 21 only, or strict door at least. And so we would be outside and you could actually hear the bands from outside, so it was like we could at least hear the music, and then like get the update from like, what was it like, what was she wearing, what was he wearing? I've been seeing Red Cross for many, many years, and just saw them recently, the other night. At one point there's a song called Elephant Flares. There's a Glue, my old band Glue shout out in a lyric, which is like, okay. 2006 was the first time I went to Vienna with the art group Gelatin, who are a very famous collective of artists. I went over to Austria to do a piece with them. Ended up staying a month in Vienna because people I met are still my good friends. Trying to sort out how to stay, and it took 10 years. Then here we are. It's because I don't watch TV so much there. There's other things to do. We go read books and like go for a walk. And we're not digital device humans in Austria. There's definitely no, like, you would never see people at a table on a phone. It doesn't happen. I've had a definitely culture shock when I got back. The thing with President now, I can't say its name. I can't. It just, not gonna happen. Melania's rotten husband. That guy. This is the first time I've been back this week, or this minute, on this trip, since he's become president. And it's really, really bad now here. Like, the empathy is gone. The humanity, that's just gone. America is just like blanked out on like Adderall and Ativan. It's like, boom, sleeping pill, morning pill, sleeping pill, morning pill. And everyone has that glazed over like, it's like, everything's fine. And it's like so unnerving, like, fine. Like, is it really? The drag thing was just more androgynous, coming from a Bowie-esque kind of place than a drag place. So that's why the drag queens were not having me. Oh my God, who are you? And I'm like, no, I'm me. Sean DeLear, like, like, I'm not. If I was going to impersonate somebody, I would do that, or female impersonator, like, yeah, they're like, you look kind of like Diana Ross, but not really. And I'm like, thank you. It's just fucking with the genre, like wearing all these old, like, weird Motown type dresses and like fucking them up and just totally deconstructing the whole thing into like punk rock hair and makeup and like boots or whatever, like just making it a little more like, I had a funny broken neck situation, and so my shoulders went away, so wearing a dress was very much different perspective on my male body. August 85, my neck gets broken in a diving accident in a river, so that's a whole other by the book, mine. Yeah. It's in there. The book hasn't been written yet, but it's all in there.
back. Close off this evening. One of the really great things about that film being right now is one of the things I failed to mention earlier that really I hope kids take away, the kids that read this, the gay youth of tomorrow, is that he was just Shondi. There was no need to put a label, no need for a letter. He just was who he was. And I just hope every kid can walk away with that same feeling that you don't need to be under pressure. You just be yourself. Live your life. And just like, I never had that moment where like, oh, I'm gay. You know, I've just been Cesar. And I just really, Shondi was that same way. And I just hope that that's what the kids of tomorrow read when they read this. I want to read one other passage from here. I wrote the afterword. And I don't know, some of you may know Philip Littell. He's an incredible, my elder. I feel he's an elder for me. And I learned so much when I'm with him. One of the most amazing things he said to me once was, "It's polite to gag, Cesar." So he said to me one day when I was trying to, Ron Athey is like my big sister, and Ron we were discussing how when we were growing up, if you were gay, you had to fall into the tropes and like interior decorator, fashion designer, hairstylist, you know, or you had to become the artist. You had to be the punk. And luckily we took that route. And but I asked him to further elaborate on that because it really, you know, he was like, Sean, you know, well, I'll just read what Philip wrote. The faggot imprisons the artist these days. With Sean, there was an absence of affect. He wasn't asking for acceptance, he just was. Did he ever work? Part of his artwork is not doing any work, but just being. His artwork didn't have an objective, so like his life, it didn't do any work. His work very purely exists for itself. It is a work devoid of responsibility. He carries this notion in his life. He was so nonchalant about living his truth. It wasn't a put-on. There's a lot of terrific gay art with a lot of purpose to it. There are things that crusade for different things. But it's rare when someone just says, "It's me, that's all you need to know." As a performer, a lot of his style was to look as if he barely cared. Today, a lot of energy goes into self-identifying. The work carries with it defiance and outrage and self-dramatization. But with Sean or with Warhol, you see them just having a delightful time, whatever is coming down, and you can join. So I'm going to close the evening. I want to thank everybody for coming. Thank the Poetry Project for having this. Michael, Hetty at Semiotext for publishing the book. And there are copies of the book for sale over there on the table. If you don't have one, you need to get one. It's the best coming-of-age book ever written. Thank you. Good night.